everyone. How's everyone today? Welcome to the Dirt Road Farmer. Well, yeah, we're planting again. And we will be planting for some time. We have a lot of fields to plant. This particular field is the one that we had to come in and cultivate. So we've cultivated it, and now we're on our way up here to plant it. Now we're going to plant soybeans in this field. Now kind of catty corner from us up there, we've got a planter in that field, and he is planting peas. So yes. So anyway, we just want to make sure this guy gets up here and gets started where he's supposed to. I have every reason to believe that he will, but you know, things happen. So, and then once he starts, we want to see if we improved our planting any. If you remember, when we started to plant this in canola the other day, it was very poor. I mean, very poor. So hopefully, by coming in and changing the ground texture and everything, we'll bring our fertilizer up to at least 100%. I'd like to have 100%. Now, the fact that this field was bare whenever we bought it, it probably was not mulched. So I doubt very seriously if we'll bring our yield bonus up to 98%. But I think it would be okay at 95%. That would make me happy for the first time anyway. So anyway, let's jump out of this guy and let's find out. All right, that's pretty much what I expected. We brought it way up. Now we're at a 95% yield bonus on this particular piece of this field. So yes. Now, if we go down and look, whenever he gets into, and we'll wait, but whenever he gets into the part that we actually harvested and we mulched and everything, that yield bonus will be up at 98% on that part of the field. So, yes, very good. All right, well, we're going to let these guys plant for a while, and I'll get back with you in just a little bit. All right. Well, we're doing the inrows on the field that we're planting peas in right now. Again, as I have said in the past, the only reason that I do this is sometimes when that big planter is planting, it doesn't, it leaves spots in a field right here on the ends that don't get planted. And is this necessary? Do you have to do it? No, absolutely not. This is just a dirt road farmer thing. This is just merely the way that I do things. And no, you do not have to do this. All right. Now, again, I touch up all the corners in my field because I do not want any places in my field not getting planted. Again, I don't want somebody sending me a message saying, well, you don't have to do that. No, I do not. I do not have to do it. But it just makes me personally feel better whenever I do. That way I know whenever that big planter comes through and he does his smooth turn, nothing is going to be left unplanted. And that's the only reason that I do it. I don't do it just because I like to. I just do it because I would rather do this than see places in the field that didn't get planted. So, no, you most certainly do not have to do this if you don't want to. The amount of crop that you would lose from places like this are very, very little. You wouldn't lose that much to really make it necessary to do it. But this is just what I do. And that's all. I mean, that's all there is to it. It doesn't really take that much time for me to do this, and then I know that whenever that big planter's done, I don't have to go back through and look for places that he missed. All right. And now we'll head up to the other end. We'll do them corners and do that end row. So anyway, I'll get back with you when I get a little farther along. All right. This is the field we're planting peas in. And this guy is getting right along. Yeah, I'll wait and show you up here why I do the end rows. It just sometimes when this seeder is turning into his next row, he'll miss places. And I don't know why that thing just popped up there saying we don't have access to it. If we didn't have access to it, we wouldn't be planting. Yeah. So, but anyway, sometimes whenever these things turn, they leave a little bit, and there's just little places in the field that didn't get planted, and that's the only reason I do it. Does it make that big of a difference, on the yield? No. No, it does not. This is just merely my way, that's all. It's just some of my craziness. It's sort of like, when whenever you're buttering bread. Now, if you're going to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, do you not want all the bread covered in peanut butter? Yeah, I know. Some of you say, what difference does it make? No, not necessarily. It doesn't matter. It don't matter, but I prefer to have my whole piece of bread buttered rather than just doing it in the center. Just craziness, that's all. All right, now I'll show you. And now, whenever he lifts and moves a little bit differently than he did in the previous turn, got you covered. All right, that's the reason I do it right there. Got you covered. All right. Oh, Big Bud is sure digging in, isn't he? Of course, that thing's pretty heavy. That's an 86-foot toolbar, and then that air cart behind it. Yeah. Big Bud is the only tractor that we have in game that will consistently pull this setup right here, the Seed Hawk toolbar and air cart. The only one that will consistently pull it at 15 miles an hour. Now, I did not say Big Bud was the only one that would pull it. I said Big Bud is the only one that will consistently pull it at 15 miles an hour. John Deere will pull it, but not necessarily always at 15 miles an hour. Sometimes it pulls it a little slower because it just doesn't have the horsepower that Big Bud does. Big Bud has 1,100 horsepower. And I think the biggest John Deere that we have, I'm not for sure, but I think it's 670, 665, something like that. Which you and I both know that these horsepowers are ridiculous on this game. There is no reason why that big John Deere shouldn't pull this. My goodness, 600 horsepower, my goodness. Pull a house off the foundation. But on this game, Big Bud is the only one that will pull it at 15 miles an hour consistently. Whether it's plowed ground, cultivated ground, or ground like he's in now where it's just mulched and he's cultivating in here before he plants. So anyway, we'll get over and we'll see what our guy planting soybeans is doing. All right. He's moving right along. Very good. Now you see how you have a difference in the color of the land here, the ground. Let's jump out of him and I'll show you why. All right, now it's all, this right here is 95% yield bonus and 100% fertilized, and so is this. The only difference is, let's run down here. All right, in this, whenever he crosses over into the different soil, I don't know why it does it, but it does. It'll carry that soil with it. In other words, wherever he started, if he started over here in this particular soil and he goes over into the land, this land, he carries that soil with him, or that soil type, the looks of the ground. There is absolutely not a bit of difference between this planted ground and this planted ground. No difference whatsoever. Okay? They're both 95%. However, if you get over here where we actually mulched this ground, now you see we've got a 98% yield bonus. But we do not carry that 98% with us. All we carry is what the ground looks like, and that's it. All right, I hope I've explained some of that to you. So anyway, we're going to let these guys go ahead and continue because they're doing a great job. And I'll get back with you here in a little bit. All right. Well, this guy is getting ready to start on his headland passes. And right here is where I had him programmed in to start the headland passes, so it looks like he's right on track. All right, and this is the field that we're planting peas in. So this field, I don't know exactly what the acreage is on it, but it's at least 320 acres. It may be like 325, 329, but it's, for the most part, it's at least 320 acres. All right. Very good. Very good. All right, we can go back over and check on our guy that's planting soybeans. And it looks like he's getting real close to starting his headland passes. Good deal. All right. Isn't that awesome? All right. Well, he'll get down here and he'll go over to where he's going to start his headland passes. And both these guys, this guy will finish last because he started last. Yeah. I guess we'll let him by with that. And, you know, like I said, this field is at least 320 acres. So it could be just a little more. But anyway. All right. Now he's going down. And he'll start where I programmed him to start his headland passes at. It should be right in here somewhere, pretty close, right here. There we are. All right. And he is off and running. They've got 2 headland passes apiece to do, and they'll have these 2 fields planted. So we can go back and we can check on our guy planting peas, see how far along he is. All right. He's getting close to completing his first headland pass. Let's see how far he's got to go. Well, actually, he's not getting close to completing it. He's still working on it. But anyway, if you've liked this content, please make sure you go down there and hit that like button. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, that would be great. If you'd like to share this content with someone that you think would enjoy it or possibly get something out of it for their farm, or even just for enjoyment, please share it. That would be great. But I think for me, the Dirt Road Farmer, I think we are going to call this a day. We've gotten another 2 fields successfully planted, and we've got a lot more planting to do. So I do think we're going to call it a day. And as always, thank you for watching.